Ros, just get us up to date with the latest, because we have heard reports that a UK minister has now been affected with the coronavirus.
That's right. We do have the first case in the UK Parliament. The health minister has tested positive. She is now self-quarantining. But of course, that raises the obvious questions about contamination within the Parliament itself, and the question about whether Parliament will need to now shut for some period. But there's no official word on that as yet. But there's a real sense of elevated crisis now spreading across Europe. As you were saying, 10,000 cases in Italy, the first country on the planet to attempt a national lockdown. An outbreak, of course, in Spain and the Czech Republic and Poland and Romania, and European leaders speaking by phone today for 2.5 hours and talking about what they can do to protect their economies. Italy in particular asking for leeway to bend the fiscal rules of the EU, as you were saying, to extend their stimulus program to about $18 billion, and saying that right now is the time when they should be able to bust their budgets collectively. That said, even though EU leaders today said that they'll use all available tools at their disposal, they did stop short of declaring the kind of coordinated program that the Italians and also the French were demanding. And that's primarily because Germany, again, as the economic powerhouse of the EU, has been historically very conservative about whether countries should be allowed to turn on the fiscal tap.
Ros, just quickly, of course, we know that the ECB has very limited policy space. Could we see anything coming from them?
Well, it's interesting today because you saw Conte at this meeting. As we know, officials told us that he was using quite strong language, saying that Europe needs to do whatever it takes, including the ECB, and addressed her directly in this meeting. Of course, Christine Lagarde responded by saying that she'll look at things, particularly for certain sectors, small and medium-sized businesses. But she, in turn, looked back to countries and she said that governments need to be taking action to support their economies by delivering fiscal stimulus. So a bit of shot across the bow in return to saying to European governments, you can't expect the ECB to do the lifting alone. That kind of language is very evocative of the kind of stuff that we see in the US, for example, with Donald Trump and the Fed. But Christine Lagarde pushing back there a little bit today, saying it shouldn't just be entirely on the shoulders of her central bank.